Latest BTS dynamics. Taehyung returns, Jimin at risk of being fired. Jungkook speaks out, Taehyung is back. Jimin was nearly fired. Jungkook finally spoke out. These three events, different yet interconnected, have shaken the foundations of the K-pop industry in recent weeks. But the question remains, what is really happening behind the scenes of one of the most influential music groups in the world? Is BTS facing their greatest internal crisis yet? The return of Kim Taehyung, better known as V, to the public sphere should have been a moment of celebration. However, the atmosphere surrounding his comeback was full of tension. After being absent from various promotional activities and major events, rumors about his mental state, internal disputes, and even speculation about an exclusive contract with outside parties began to emerge. Some local media reported that Taehyung was considering taking a temporary break due to the extreme pressure from the industry. A source who wished to remain anonymous revealed that the decision to rest indeed came after a series of prolonged internal incidents that affected V's emotional stability. However, V's return to the public eye did not immediately clear the air. On the contrary, his reappearance coincided with another, more troubling rumor. Park Jimin, BTS's lead vocalist and one of its commercial faces, was reportedly on the verge of being fired by the label that had supported him for over a decade. According to reports widely circulated in online communities, tension between Jimin and management had been building for quite some time. The core issues centered around disagreements over Jimin's solo career path, which was considered to deviate too far from BTS's collective strategy. The label allegedly felt that Jimin's recent artistic approach did not reflect the group's overall image, particularly in solo projects deemed too personal and non-commercial. An internal document leaked to fan forums showed that the label's executive team had considered unilaterally terminating Jimin's contract. That plan was eventually scrapped after a strong backlash from fans and the intervention of several figures within management who still supported Jimin. However, the fact that termination was seriously discussed reveals just how complex the internal situation had become. Amid this tense atmosphere, Jungkook, the magnate and perhaps the most outspoken figure of BTS's newer generation, chose to speak up. In a limited interview released exclusively by a Korean entertainment outlet, Jungkook stated, "BTS is not just a music group. We are a family. We are different, but we do not bring each other down." Jungkook's statement became an oasis in the midst of a storm of speculation. While he did not explicitly confirm or deny the rumors about Taehyung and Jimin, his words were enough to calm the growing wave of anxiety among ARMY, BTS's fandom. Jungkook even included a message about the importance of open communication in facing internal challenges, a subtle signal that BTS's internal dynamics were indeed being tested. From an industry perspective, what BTS is experiencing reflects the harsh reality of the Korean entertainment world. The pressure to always appear perfect, maintain global popularity, and meet the expectations of fans and corporations alike can create internal conflicts that are not always easy to resolve. South Korean entertainment management expert Professor Kim Seo-hyun from Yonsei University stated, "When an artist's personal identity begins to clash with the group's collective narrative, management must exercise high sensitivity in making decisions." The BTS case is an extreme example of the clash between two poles, personal expression and industrial demands. Taehyung's return, on the one hand, is hoped to be a turning point for recovery. However, some warn that the emotional burdens experienced by BTS members should not be taken lightly. The Korean music industry has a long history of how public pressure and career demands have crushed many young talents. In this context, support for the mental health of artists becomes more important than merely maintaining sales figures or digital achievements. As for Jimin, although the news of his dismissal ultimately did not materialize, he still faces tremendous pressure to prove himself. He must show that he remains aligned with BTS's long-term vision, while also maintaining his personal artistic identity. This is no easy task, especially under the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. Meanwhile, Jungkook's role is increasingly seen as that of a stabilizer. His courage to speak amid controversy shows a growing emotional maturity. He has become a calming voice, but also a reminder to the public that behind the glamour of K-pop lies human beings who can also feel tired, disappointed, and want to be heard. Public reactions to these dynamics vary. Some fans have shown full support through digital campaigns with the hashtag #WeStandWithBTS, while others expressed disappointment over the management's lack of transparency in handling internal issues. More than that, this upheaval also affected the stock movement of BTS's agency, which experienced sharp fluctuations due to uncertainty about the group's condition. This situation highlights the importance of fair contracts, open communication between artists and management, and the role of fans in shaping the public narrative. Internal crises like this can be an important lesson for the entire K-pop ecosystem in building healthy and sustainable relationships between labels, artists, and the public. In the end, the public awaits one thing: clarity. Can BTS emerge from this crisis intact? Or will differing visions and internal pressures mark a turning point in their history? In this era of rapid and often biased information, it's essential for the public to remain critical yet wise. Not everything that goes viral reflects a complete reality. Society must realize that behind the grandeur of the stage and screens, there are personal and professional dynamics that are not always easy to navigate. BTS is not merely a global icon. They are a symbol of struggle, transformation, and solidarity within a tough industry. Can they once again prove their strength in the midst of this storm? But at this point, a big question arises. Are all the things we hear and read about Taehyung's return, Jimin's potential dismissal, and Jungkook's statement true? Or are they merely neatly crafted scenarios designed to evoke emotion and capture media attention? Can we truly trust a 15-second TikTok video that claims Taehyung returned due to agency pressure, without any clear supporting data? Are the viral posts about Jimin's dismissal documents really from internal sources? Or are they just digital fabrications aimed at gaining views and comments? Are we witnessing reality or a scripted drama? Do we really know what's going on, or only what is intended to be shown to us? Perhaps it's time to take a step back and assess more critically. The entertainment world is not a transparent space. Many dynamics occur behind the scenes that never reach the public. Even in a group as strong as BTS, conflicts, pressure, and differing visions are highly possible. Yet between truth and perception, there is always a gap that is hard to bridge. Are you sure that this story is fact? Or are you beginning to doubt the motives behind the information constantly surfacing? Have you ever considered that maybe, just maybe, this entire narrative is a curated product meant to trigger reactions, maintain relevance, create sympathy, or even boost commercial strategies? We are not stating that this information is entirely false, but we also cannot confidently say it is true. Because ultimately, truth requires evidence. Not just virality. We invite you not only to read, but also to question. Not only to follow, but also to analyze. Not only to be emotionally involved, but also to weigh with logic. Every comment, like, and share you make has an impact. So before reacting, take a moment and ask, is this worth believing? Or am I becoming part of a current I don't fully understand? This is the era where critical thinking is the highest form of loyalty. Loyalty to facts, not just figures. Loyalty to truth, not a narrative designed to please us. We thank you for your attention and invite you to voice your opinions in the discussion space. But remember, before you believe, make sure you think. For behind the bright lights, there may be shadows we've never realized were there.